Hello students, you have done chapter 2 of history from trade to territory. The company establishes power. In this chapter you have read about the East India Company comes east. So let's take a quick reason about this. Aurangzeb was the last powerful Mughal ruler. After the death of Aurangzeb, the later rulers proved to be inefficient and foreign powers got opportunity to establish their rule in India. East India Company comes east. In 1600, Royal Charter granted to East India Company granting the sole right to trade with the East. East India Company bought goods at a cheap price and sold them at higher price in Europe. Cotton and silk produced in India had a big market in Europe. Pepper, cloves, cardamom, and cinnamon were at a great demand. The company and its officials accumulated wealth by the trade of India and caught attention of other European powers. English East India Company had to compete with other European companies such as French, Dutch, and Portuguese. Because of the powerful naval force, British won over other European powers and became the champion of struggle of monotony of trade. East India Company begins trade in Bengal. In 1651, the first English factory was set up on the banks of river Hooghly and first English factory was opened up at Surat in 1608. Aurangzeb issued a farman granting the company the right to trade duty free. The company tried to press for more concessions and manipulate existing privileges. For trading purpose, the passes were issued to company officials, but they misused these passes for private trade and accumulate wealth on the name of company. Soon, because of private trade company suffered and went into losses to cure these anomaly, British government made strict rules. How did trade lead to battles? After the death of Aurangzeb, the Bengal Nawabs asserted their powers and autonomy. The Nawabs of Bengal refused to grant the company concession as it was making the revenue from Bengal trade less profitable. The British wanted the duties to be abolished, but Bengal Nawabs refused. British officials knew the condition of administration in Bengal and tried their autonomy by use of force. The Battle of Plassey. As a result of denial of trading rights, on 23rd June 1757, Battle of Plassey was fought and it was the first major victory of English in India. Alverdi Khan died in 1756 and Sirajuddaulah became the Nawab of Bengal. In 1757, Robert Clive led the company's army against Sirajuddaulah at Plassey. Main reason for defeat of the Nawab was that the forces led by Mir Jafar, one of Sirajuddaulah commander, betrayed Sirajuddaulah and never fought the battle. Mir Jafar was promised by Clive to be made Nawab after crushing Sirajuddaulah. As per the deal, Mir Jafar became the Nawab of Bengal after the defeat and death of Sirajuddaulah, but he was the nominal head of Bengal and actual power was in the hands of British. Battle of Buxar. After the defeat at Plassey, Sirajuddaulah was assassinated and Mir Jafar was made the Nawab. Mir Jafar was just a puppet in the hands of Britishers. In 1764, the Battle of Buxar was fought between Britishers and Mir Qasim. When Mir Qasim denied the privileges given to Britishers, Mir Qasim abolished the trade duty for everyone and transferred his capital from Murshidabad to Munger, but this was against the interest of British and they declared war. In this battle, Mir Qasim, the Nawab of Bengal, Sujauddaulah, the Nawab of Awadh, and Shah Alam, the Mughal king, fought against British and British forces were led by Hector Munro. In this battle, British became victorious and they decided to control the territory by their own. In 1765, the Mughal emperor appointed the company as the Diwan of the provinces of Bengal, and they also got the Diwani rights of Bihar and Odisha. Company officials become Nawabs. In 1764, Robert Clive was appointed governor of Bengal. Nawabs, an anglicized version of the Indian word Nawab, as British were leading a lavish life similar to Nawabs, and everyone was on the mercy of British.